Hey everyone, welcome back to Crypto Cash. Thanks again for joining me here. Hope you're having a phenomenal day. We're taking a quick look here at ICP, seeing what's going on. Wow, this broke out a lot cleaner and faster than we expected. Fantastic stuff. Quick congrats to our community members here. Take a look at this here. The ICP profits don't stop. 37%, 59%. 59%, 89%, 86%. Keep in mind, these are basically only two trades, keep hitting multiple targets. So simply put, we hit our third target on an 8-day-old trade at 89% and a 2-day trade at 86%, fourth profit target. Okay, so again, it does help to buy some of those dips, as I mentioned. Having said all that, congrats to our community members. Those are only 6x leverage trades, if I recall correctly, maybe 7x. So they're not super high leverage and just fairly safe profits. So congrats. If you're new to the channel, welcome aboard. Obviously, if you want to become a better trader, cryptocash.tech is a site there. If you want to take a look there, of course, because that is where you get the signals. But primarily, I have a trading university where I teach you everything that I know. So it's really cool experience there. Thanks again and welcome aboard to a lot of our new members. We got a lot of new premium members here just today alone, as a matter of fact. So taking a quick clear look at ICP, we're just going to work on the daily. We're going to look at some fib levels too. We're going to redraw these out in a moment now that we've broken this high here. But keep in mind, that does imply, first of all, that could be a support level. So we're going to draw this line out here. Just kind of keep perspective on that. You can see, look at how perfect the price comes right down and tests that level and effectively has bounced. But again, tentative bounce. Don't get too excited. It's not just going to shoot to the moon because of that. However, previous resistance levels provide significant support because there's a lot of liquidity at that level that you got swept. Okay, so quickly to note, we're still above the moving averages. No surprise there. RSI is trading right here at about 77. That's actually not terrible. Strangely enough, the money flow index is coming down, but I talked about this earlier. It's not a big deal. Keep in mind, it's a 14-day lag, right? And we had a lot of money flowing out of this coin up until today. So stochastic RSI swinging upwards. That was our first sign yesterday to take our long position, or day before yesterday rather. And then of course we got a MACD convergence here. All things are pointing up. Okay, so there's no reason to consider this is going to pull back or drop at this point because it has a lot of momentum. But keep in mind, this coin does have a tendency of ramping up and pulling back. So you got to be mindful of what you're dealing with here. Regards to the long-term big picture, it still has, everything has potential to retrace. Having said that, taking a look here at the RSI, stochastic, and money flow, nothing really out of the ordinary here. This is all standard stuff. We want to be able to stay above those levels as long as we can. First thing we look for is a stochastic divergence, but second thing, of course, is ideally to get this 70 on the RSI to bounce. Keep in mind, the 4-hour time frame, you don't want to have the price be over too long. I would say about 24 to 48 hours above the 70 on the RSI is a commonplace in these trends. And once it starts getting a little closer to that level, we might want to consider selling at that point. But there's no reason to consider selling right now. Heavy profits could be taken, but I would just say move your stop loss higher as it goes up. Put your stop loss perhaps just below this key level resistance / support 1190, maybe even as low as the low 11 mark, because we had this little bit of a pennant pattern that just broke out there, and that should have been the end. In fact, our CC Gold indicator was notifying us to take some profits in that range. Okay, so again, this extra little pump I think was a nice little consolation, so to speak, or just an extra benefit there. We are at an 8 on TD sequential, which implies we have 4 more hours of continuation of the upside. So it's actually not a bad thing, but you do got to kind of understand this coin does end up going pretty far in a lot of ways. In other words, the last time it hit a 9 on TD sequential, it continued up a solid, how much percent was that? Another 26%. Not saying that's going to happen right now, but history does have a tendency of repeating itself in a lot of ways too. So just know when we're at an 8 right now, wouldn't be surprised if, the whales or whomever's pushing the price action, it's not just you and I, they are essentially considering the fact that a lot of people are trying to short right now. So they're just going to keep pushing the price action up to exhaust those bears. So not a good place to consider shorting right now. Okay. So again, taking profits, different story. Shorting, different story altogether. So let's do this here. Let's go ahead and pull this guy up. Go with a bigger picture here. And just to kind of clarify, as a worst case scenario, if the price does end up pulling back, you got to recognize that 1095, 1045, and 990 are 3 potential areas of retracement. As you can see, 0.5, the most common, almost always lines up with the most recent high. Okay, so again, most recent high broke, that became the new support potentially if the price pulls back. But just know if we do get that kind of yank back, which I think is less likely, we want to keep our eyes or set our sights on 10 to 10.5, because 10.5 to that $10 range was a significant resistance level for us. Now that we've broken that, we can presume it's going to continue to work for us moving forward. Okay, So again, all good stuff there. Hourly looks pretty solid. Obviously, if we're going to take a look at each mobile cloud, we're going to be well above. Absolutely zero reason to consider a short position right now. We have all green lights to go with the long, okay, or just keep the long. I'm not necessarily recommend taking a long right now. In fact, let's go ahead and see what our CC Golden indicator tells us, because a lot of times we want to, kind of consider this here, because what this does is really it's a trading indicator that I created, essentially giving us confirmational signs on good entry targets, which we can see got some green lights there and a red light to sell. Green light here, red light to sell. Green light here, red light to sell. So we don't have any buy signals just yet. So to me, I would be kind of cautious and not necessarily try to jump in. I hate jumping into coins that are in this position, but once again, price discovery in the most recent time frame here, and of course, or I guess it'd be price discovery for this year. Crazy, it's going to be another year here in a couple days. But regardless of that fact, look how perfect it came down to bounce off of this level here. Like you couldn't have drawn that out any better. Like that's exactly what a resistance turn support looks like. So is it a guarantee that's going to hold as a support? No. But it does imply with the price action pulling up and kind of performing itself into a type of ascending pattern there, retesting that level a couple of times. I mean, just look how simple this is. Price comes up, hits that level, retraces, tries again, breaks through, comes back down to bounce off that level, and now it's on its way up. That's just that's standard trading right there. That's literally what you want to look for in a good long position. To me, though, the price being this high, I personally wouldn't try to get in this late, but again, it may not be too late, honestly. If you do get in this late, just make sure you have a stop loss that's in good range. No crazy leverage, no crazy position sizing. Again, get used to trading with the same amount every time if you can. That's really what I recommend to my community members. But at this point here, it's really up to you if you're going to roll a dice. It does have a good statistical probability of the price going higher from here, but just know retracement is a real thing, and it could totally happen. Yeah, I'm gonna make like a T-shirt that says "Retracement happens." That's so dumb. Okay, so I hope you learned something here today. Do yourself a favor too before you go. Obviously, again, refer to my website if you're curious about the premium account, because again, very, very solid returns on that one here recently for our ICP trades. Furthermore, too, definitely check this out if you haven't already. Before the year end, they have an exclusive offer here, Bitunix. It's an exchange we're using, no VPN, no KYC, extremely reliable, extremely beneficial. We love their exchange. Our community is really embracing it. So just check it out, see if you like it, honestly, and if you do, consider these rewards. All this is available on our promo section in our Discord, and we also have a Bitunix section too if you want to walk through on how to use the exchange. They do have multiple profit targets and a lot of different ways that you can structure things, trailing stop losses. I really do love them. Thanks again, Bitunix, and thank you so much for making this just an awesome part of my life. I love working with you guys and gals. You are all very awesome in my life, and I deeply appreciate having the opportunity to interact with you guys and ladies daily in and day out. I'd like to include, women too, of course, because you'd be surprised. We actually have quite a few women traders in our group. Either way, thanks again for watching. Hope you have a great rest of your day. Thanks again. We'll see you next one. Take care.